So let's move on from equations and get into inequalities. Really, we deal with the inequality sign the exact same way we do with an equation. Now, the interesting thing is about inequalities, there's a lot more applications in it, as you'll see in the next section, and that's why they're really important. But as far as what we do in solving is exactly the same as an equation. There's the one thing you have to remember is when you divide by a negative, you need to flip the inequality. So for this one, we have negative 48t plus 2 less than or equal to negative 71t plus 14. So treat this like it's an equal sign. So if I add 71t, then I'm going to add it to the other side as well. Other side of what? Well, the other side of the inequality, just like as if it was an equal sign. And then negative 48 plus 71 is 23, I believe. Just want to double check that. Not the clot. There we go. And I'm correct. Don't know why I doubted myself. Now subtract the 2. And last, divide by 23. Now this is a positive number that we're dividing by. Notice when we subtract, we don't have to flip the sign. It's when you multiply or divide by a negative number. And there's our answer. They say reduce fractions, but 23 is a prime number, so that's the lowest we can get. And make sure when you enter it that you enter it correctly. You could flip it around if you just so happen to solve it the other way. Just make sure that that sign, notice it's pointing to the t, make sure it's flipping that way. So it's a free response. You can answer it either way there. All right, here's another one. I think this is going to bring in that negative dividing by a negative. So we're going to start by just subtracting the 9x. Then subtract the 4. And I know some of you are thinking we can avoid that negative if we move the 4 over to the other side. I don't mind dealing with the negative. It's not a problem to me. I actually prefer to just make it consistent, bring that variable to the left side. Now we're going to divide by that negative 5. And what does that do to the inequality? It flips it around. And x is greater than or equal to negative 4 over 5. So overall, the fraction is negative. I'm thinking about this as a positive divided by a negative. So positive divided by a negative is negative. So that negative will just go out to the front. So x is greater than or equal to negative 4 over 5. I usually like to have the variable on the left with inequalities. So that's why I like moving it, because it's just easier to read that x is greater than or equal to negative 4 over 5. Rather than negative 4 over 5, if it's the other way, we'd be saying negative 4 over 5 is less than or equal to x. A little harder to think about and understand.